So yes, we're live. We're live. Okay.
Hi everyone.
Okay. I think we have to just.
Can anybody hear me at all? I cannot even see the comment section.
Don't worry. You see that.
How do I see the
That's
comment
because
section
that's
and
because
everything?
nobody is here yet. So, but don't worry about it. All right. So
Okay,
nobody's here
okay.
with us yet.
Let me share it on my.
All right. So I'm going to just get started. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this live session with the Purposeful Entrepreneurs Network. Tonight, we're going to be, talking about a topic that is so important, and I felt that like it's a very good time to talk about, our finances and investments. Let's know how to get our finances right, and should I say how we can properly get started with investing. Hence, that's why I invited a very good friend of mine to talk about, you know, investing in stocks. We're starting with stocks because, should I say, one of the greatest or the richest men that we know in the world is, should I say, started building his wealth by investing in stocks. All right, so that's the reason why we're talking about stocks first. But this evening we're going to be starting from the basics, starting from the basics of getting your finances right before we talk about introduction to stock trading. So before we talk about investments, let's even talk about what what we should know about money exactly, and what should I say, the right way to think about money and the right way to go about it. Let's talk about, after you finish making your money as an entrepreneur, what next? Like, what should we do with this money? Because a lot of times, the only thing that everybody's talking about is how to make sales, how to 10 times your sales.
Hi everyone. I think the King's network slipped off. If you can hear me, I think in 5 minutes time she should be back online.
Oh, wow. I'm back.
Oh yes,
So sorry about that. Yeah, I think someone was trying to call me and then I don't know, it went off. Sorry about that. Alright, so I
so
was still introducing you basically. Okay. Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, loud and
Oh, okay,
clear.
you can hear me now. Alright, okay. So, without further ado, I think we should just get right into it. So, here is my friend, the financial analyst, everything about finance, which I do not even know or have a clue about. That's what we're going to be talking about. I think that, like, our guests, our audience, they're going to join us later. People are already joining. I can see two people already. Can you leave a comment in the comment section if you can hear us clearly? Leave a comment and let me know you're ready for this session. Just type ready. Okay. All right. But I know that there are people with us right now. So if you can hear us clearly, just type ready. Type ready that you're ready to actually get a lot of value from this session. I'm hoping that they can hear us. I'm really hoping that. Okay. Okay, so instead of waiting, I think we should just get right into it. So let me go to the back end. Oh, nice. So I just saw a comment. Nice. Okay. So
Mm,
we're not alone. We're not alone. Can you see the comment?
thank God.
It's one of the perks of using Facebook. I mean YouTube. But okay. So let's welcome Olamide Akanji, the financial analyst. Okay, everything finance, and just take the floor and let us dive right into it. I believe that most people are going to watch the replay, so don't hold back and that like you're here alone. I'm sure people are going to join us as time goes on. So please go ahead and take the floor, please. All right, Olamide, please go ahead.
Hi everyone, beautiful good king. Thank you very much for the privilege to be on this live section. Can you hear me at all?
Yes, I can hear you, sure.
So hi once again. Good evening, good king. It's nice to have you around. It's nice to do this with you. Thank you for the privilege. And hi everyone online. Victor Coded, we are so happy you are here. Thank you very, very much for joining in. So yes, if you can hear me, can you please signify before I get right into this conversation? If you can hear me, can you signify before I get into the conversation? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sure.
Okay, so yes, tonight. Oh yes, thank you very much for your feedback, Victor. Thank you so much. So yes, the topic for our tonight's conversation, according to what Good King asked me to speak about, is getting your finances right in 2024, and I'll just dive into that right away. So, getting your finances right in 2024. What is finances? What are you trying to get right? If you are trying to like get how you use your money, you're trying to make sure that you are using your money in the best way possible. So I'll try to like explain this thing like in the basic way ever. So money, like cash that we all spend. It's called currency because it's ought to keep flowing and not to be stagnant somewhere. So if you say you want to get your finances right in 2024, you have to first ask yourself that where am I getting it wrong? Why did I get it wrong in 2023? Because if you say you want to get something right, it means that you must have been making mistakes about it, or you must have not been doing as you should do. So you want to learn how to make sure you do it right this year. So the first step to getting your finances right in 2024 is identifying the money mistakes that you made in the previous year, which is 2023. So now, at the end of 2023, some of us bank statements did a wrap. I used Kuda Bank, and my bank did a wrap for me to know how much I spent on every expenses I made. And I realized that in that wrap that they did for us, I realized that I spent the most money on data. So it means that if I did not spend that much money on data, perhaps I would have been able to maybe buy blocks or build house in Lekki. But data money, I spent the money that can pay somebody's 2 months salary on data. I was not so pained because I knew that I made 4 times the money. But then seeing that I should have just, like, how come, why did I spend up to this amount of money in 2023 on data? So I knew that, oh, it's as if data is one thing that is leaking my money. I knew that, oh, in 2024, I'll try my best. I'll make sure that if I'm going to be spending that much money on data, I have to make sure that I get value that is 10 times the money I'm going to be spending on data from the money that I'm going to spend this year. So if you want to get your finances right in 2024, identify your money mistakes in 2023. For some people, the money mistakes that they made in 2023 was spending on frivolities, things that are not necessary. Like after I finish buying it, and I'm realizing that why did I even buy this thing? I'm not even using this thing. Spending on impulse shopping. So impulse one is they used so much money to buy shawarma. I was on that table before I had to come myself back to order that guy, how you be saving money? This money that I need to buy shawarma, if you save it somewhere, you'll be able to build out. So like that was a lifetime sharp. So yes, if you want to get your finances right in 2024, you have to first of all identify the money mistakes that you made in 2023. Don't rub yourself on the head. Don't say at least I tried. Tell yourself to thyself be true. You will know within you that you did not do well with your money last year, and you don't want, if you don't want the same thing to happen to you in 2024, you have to admit it to yourself that, oh yes, I was wrong, and I made this mistake, and I don't want to make the same mistake again in 2024. So the first step to getting your finances right is identifying the money mistakes that you made in the previous year. Tell yourself, like, list it out that, oh, last year I spent too much money on shawarma. I spent too much money on buying clothes, and I never even wear the clothes more than once. Identify these money mistakes. Buying clothes is not a money mistake, but let's just say it's impulse spending. Just identify the things that you know that you did with money that you are not happy about, you are not proud of. That's the first step to getting your finances right in 2024. Identify your money mistakes. Then the second step, after identifying your money mistakes, ask yourself that now that I'm in 2024, what exactly do I want to achieve in my finances? Write out your money goals. What money goals do I want to be achieved? And I don't want to hear money. Your money goal is not, I want to be a millionaire in 2024. It's not, that's a vague money goal. Tell yourself that I want to save 20% of my income every month in 2024, or I want to make 10 million naira. Like, let it be a specific goal, not just I must be a millionaire this year. I must be a millionaire this year. You have been saying that I must be a millionaire this year since last 3 years. Are you a millionaire yet? It's because the goal is a vague one. So this, after you identify your money mistakes from 2023 and you have seen where you should do better, write out your money goals for 2024 and be specific about it. So after you've written out your money goals and say, okay, well, in 2024, as a business owner, I'm assuming that I'm speaking to entrepreneurs here, right? So you have identified your mistakes from 2023, and in 2024 you want to make the most of your finances. Second step is write out your money goals and be specific about it. I'm written that, okay, in revenue, I want to make 10 million naira this year as revenue. Write it down. Because trust me, you'll be able to achieve your goal faster when it's written down than when it is in your head. Because when it's written down, it will force you to think of the steps you should take to make the goal a reality. Am I communicating? Is anybody following? Is anybody following? I want to know if I'm not speaking to myself. Is anybody following? So I will assume everybody's following what I'm saying. So second step is to write out your money goals for this year. After you've written out your money goals for this year, like I said earlier, don't be vague about it. Don't say I want to be a millionaire. Write it down that I want to make 10 million naira in revenue this year. I want to make 10 million naira profit this year. I want to have at least 600,000 naira in savings. I want to have at least 300k. Like, be specific. And the reason why I'm specific is because when I'm specific with your goals, like writing your goals down specifically, shows that you actually, like, it's going to force your brain to think of how to make that goal a reality. And it's going to force your mind, once you keep thinking about the goals every day, you will thinking of ways to, like, your brain is going to magnetize in opportunities, resources to help you to achieve that goal in the shortest time possible. So you can try to split your goals into three. It could be short-term goal, it could be mid-term goal, and long-term goal. A short-term goal could be that, oh, in 3 months I want to make 700k. That could be a short-term goal for you. Or your mid-term goal is that your mid-term goal, like within 3 to 5 years, that's what you call mid-term goals. It could be that, oh, I want to open a branch of my, or let's just meet them. You can say your midterm goal could be, I want to have my own dispatch rider that will help me to dispatch my goods to my customers, so that I don't have to be paying for a dispatch. I want to have my personal bike that we used to do dispatch ride to my customers. That could be your own midterm goals. And your long-term goals could be that I want to set up a branch of my business in another place, or I want to have more foothold in another state. That could be your long-term goal. So like that, write those goals down, like paper and biro. Writing it down is going to force you to think of opportunities, think of how you can make the goal a reality. And before you know it, what you have written down, your mind is going to keep attracting resources to you, attracting opportunities to you, and before you know it, everything you have written down as a goal is already a reality. Then next one, after you've written down your goals, I said the first one is to identify your money mistakes of 2023. And the second one is to write out the goals that you have to achieve in this 2024. After you've written out the goals, it's not just by writing out the goals alone. Identify who you need to become to achieve that goals. What you need to do to achieve that goal. Because it's not just by writing, okay, you say that, oh, I want to, as a business owner, I want to earn 10 million naira revenue this year. It's not going to just jump on you. Identify the steps that you will make. Like, identify who you need to become and what you need to do to be able to achieve the goals that you have written in step 2. Saying that you want to earn high revenue this year as a business owner means that there is more work for you. It means that you have to put in more effort into your marketing PR. You have to put in more record into your advertising. You have to put in more effort into your sales process. So don't just assume that it's not just by writing. As I'm writing it, and it's forcing your mind to think of opportunities opportunities and resources that used to achieve those goals. Ask yourself that, who do I need to become to be able to achieve this goal? Because you cannot be, if you are doing one thing over and over again, you cannot be doing one thing over and over again and expect a different result. You have to, like, last year you did the same thing. You cannot do the same thing you did last year, this year, and expect to see a different result. It's not possible. You have to change your approach this year if you want to see a different result. So let's assume that what held you back from achieving your goals last year was procrastination. Tell yourself that this year I have to take more actions and not just be a talkative. I talked too much last year and I had no results. This year I want to be a goal-getter. Ask yourself that, what skills do I need to achieve to be able to, what skills do I need to learn to be able to achieve the goals I have written? Some of you need to go and learn marketing skills. Some you need to go and learn sales skills. Some of you need to go and learn how to run ads. So ask yourself, who do I need to become? What skills do I need to have to be able to achieve the goal I have written in step 2? Am I communicating? So a wrap up, first one is identify the money mistakes that you made in 2023, bad habits that you did with your money. Second one is write out your money goals that you want to achieve in 2024 and be specific about it. And the third one is identify what you need to do and who you need to become to be able to achieve the goals that you have set in step 2. Yes, we'll get to the investing part, but I'm just trying to break it down for us so that we'll be able to understand that building wealth and getting your finances right is not rocket science. There's a process that it takes before you can say you want to get your finances right. And until you understand that foundation, you just find out that you're repeating the same circle over and over and over again. So yes, like I said, the third point is like find out who you need to become, what you need to do, what skills you need to be learning to be able to achieve the goals that you have written in the second step. Then the first step is keep a budget and cut back on unnecessary spending. I am assuming that after doing the third step, you have become a better person, you have learned new skills, and you're already making money because analytics says that the more you learn, the more you earn. So I'm assuming that from the step 3 that you have, like after identifying who you need to become to achieve those goals, knowing that you have to go and learn new skills, knowing that you have to go and you have to learn how to like run ads, hire more salespeople to be able to make more revenue. I'm assuming now that you are already making money because the more you learn, the more you earn. So the fourth step right now is to keep a budget and cut back on unnecessary spending. You know, as human beings, we are forced to, at times, our brain normally deceive us to think that because we are making high income, means that you have arrived. That you are making high income does not mean you are wealthy. I have seen people that made millions of naira in the past and now they are broke. They don't have anything to show for it. While those that were making hundreds of thousands, they have money, they have results than those that made millions in the past. So you're already making money because you've learned new skills, valuable skills. You're already making money from step 3. And don't be caught in that euphoria that, oh, now I'm making money, now I've arrived, I can splurge anyhow, I can go to club, I can, as far as my money, I can always make the money back. Yes, you can always make the money back, but do you think that as you are splurging, you are building an habit that you are building an habit such that when you even start making more money, you will not still be able to set anyone aside. So until you know how to budget the little money you are getting now, you will not know how to budget big money when you eventually start earning big money. Am I communicating? So yes, you are already earning money. You have learned new skills. You are a better person, and you are earning money. The next thing to do is to budget your money. When you are budgeting your money, it's not budgeting your money. When people hear budget, they are always scared that, hey, budgeting means that I have to be cutting everything small. I have to be spending small. So I'm like, no, budgeting is giving you the control. It's giving you like putting you in the driver's seat of your finances. When you are budgeting, you are the one that is in the driver's seat of your finances. You can tell the money that this is where I want my money to go to. I know I must have heard some people say, I'm making money. I don't know where my money is going to. My money is finishing. I don't know where what I am earning is going to. It's because they are not budgeting. If they are budgeting, they will know where their money is going to, because budgeting puts you in the driver's seat of your finances. And you are the one that will tell your money that my money, I want it to go to this place. You are the one that is in control. Budgeting makes you to be in control of your finances. If you are not in control of your finances, you just realize that you have wasted like money. You will not be able to account where the money went, and it's because you did not budget. But when you budget, you are the one that is controlling the money and saying, I want this money to go to this expense, I want this money to go to this place. You are the one that is in control. So learn how to create a budget. It's not hard. Paper and biro is what I use. So people normally use app to budget, but I know that for me, what works for me is paper and jotter. I write out how much you are earning, how much do I need to spend, how much do I want to spend on transport to my workplace every week. Budget it and cut back on unnecessary spending. There are some things that you don't need to spend money on. There are some things that you don't need to. If you really want to get your finances right this year, I think there's a popular budgeting rule that says 50, 30, 20. It says that 50% of your salary, of the money you are earning, should go into your needs. 50% of money you are earning should go into, that's like a generally acceptable budgeting rule. 50, 30, 20 principle. It says 50% of the money you are earning should go into your needs. What are the needs? Your needs are the things that you cannot do without, that if you don't spend money on them, you might likely not survive. Number one example of your need is food. If you don't eat every day, how will you survive? No, you need food. So food is a basic need of life. So it says that 50% of your earnings should go into your needs. You need food and you need to spend money on transport to your workplace every day. That one is part of the 50%. Then 30% of your money should go to your wants, things that you just like to have, but even if you don't have them, you will not die. That is basically what your wants are. You can do without your wants. For example, if you don't buy that designer bag, you will not die. Yes or no? Yes. So the budgeting rule says that, okay, oh, 50% should go into your needs, 30% of your earnings should go to your wants, like things that you even though you like, if you don't still get to them now, you will not die. Then 20% should go into your savings and investment basket. So like I said, if that means, let us assume that you are earning 100K from your salary. With the 50, 30, 20 rule now, it's saying that 50K of your salary should go to your needs: food, transport, shelter, clothing. 50% of your salary, that's 50K. 30% of your earnings should go to your wants, the things that you like but you will not die, the things that you like but you don't need them to survive: bags, designer shoes, wigs, and nails, or any fancy thing that you like. 30% of your salary should go into it, and 20% should go into your savings and investment. 20% should go into your savings and investment. So if you're only earning a 100K salary, 50K should go into your needs, 30K should go into your wants, and 20K should compulsorily go. What did I say? Compulsorily go into your savings and investment. Because I've heard people say stuff like, I don't even make so much. Why should I be saving? When I start making very plenty money, I will be able to save. Trust me, if you don't learn how to budget your money and cut back on spending, now that you're earning 100K, even when you start earning 100 million naira, you'll not still be able to manage it. Bro. That's the reason why budgeting your money and cutting back on expenses is very, very, very important. The next one is, like I said, master the habit of setting money aside, which is savings. Don't just say, don't say, oh, when I start making plenty money, I will start saving. Even from this way, you are saving. See, it's not about the money it's not about the amount of money you are saving. It is the habit you are building. It is the habit you are building from putting the money aside. Because if you are not faithful in little, even when you get plenty, you will not still be faithful. So master the habit of setting money aside. No matter how little you get, no matter how little earnings you get, even if it is 10K, even if it is 5K, at least 20% of it should go somewhere. Should go, like set it aside as your savings. And if you know that you are like me, the old me that does not know how to save, that if I should save money today, the next day my money will save me. If technology has come to make life easy, there are so many automated savings app. You can use Piggyvest, you can use Cowrywise, automate it such that there was a time that I really wanted to. I already set this timer on my Piggyvest that on these days, remove this amount from my account. And I think I have forgotten that I already set the timer, and I was already planning to go and let me go and spend this money. Oh, now that my money has entered, I just saw a message, just swiped up. Piggy bank, I just sent it. piggy bank has already removed the money for me and save the money for me automatically. It paid me, oh, but it did not pay me again because the money is going to go and wait for me in future. 2% of the amount of the amount in the savings if I want to break the savings. And I'm like, oh God, I don't want to pay piggy bank this 2%. Let me just leave the money there till my withdrawal day. So if you know that you like, if you know you don't have, automate your savings, download piggy bank. So yes, after the savings part, like the first step first mentioned was write out money goals that you want to achieve this year. Third one was identify who you need to become to achieve those goals. Identify what skills you need to learn to achieve those goals. And the fourth one is keep a budget and cut necessary expenses. You don't need to go to club every day and do the women. Cut back on unnecessary expenses if finances right this year. Those money that you spent last year that held you back. Don't be not making that same mistake this year again. Cut back on those spendings. You realize that last year you ate shawarma 50 times. Even if you want to, this year, if you do that same thing this year, you will not that you got last year. So if you want to do better this year, those everything that all those bad mistakes that you did last year, cut it off. Reduce the shawarma intake to once a month or twice a month based on your, but just make sure that you're not doing the same thing that you did last year, because if you want to see a different result, you need to do different things to be able to see a different result. And the fourth one was master the habit of setting money aside no matter what, which is saving. If you don't learn how to save when you're earning 100K, even when you are earning 100 million, you will save. The spirit of savings will not just jump on you when you are earning 100 million. It is the habit you have built for when you are earning 10K that will follow you when you start earning 100 million naira. So I think that's the fifth step. Then the sixth step is make sure you have an emergency expenses. This one is very an emergency expense. An emergency expense is the money that you can run to go and touch when you are facing a financial distress, when you are facing a crisis. The reason why most people have landed themselves into debt is because they don't have emergency expenses. Something that something impromptu now, although some people used to borrow for bad reasons, but most people that are into debt, the reason why they entered debt was because they did not have emergency expense. And emergency expense, people have made that word look so big that emergency expense. Why is it important? It's important so that by the time because emergency and things that you don't even expect that we're going to spend money on this thing. They're just going on your own to spend for to fix the car. You have to go and spend well, sells all the investment at the loss. But if you have an emergency expense, even if anything happens to you, you'll be able to just fall back to it and quickly fix it before. Can anybody hear me? My network is terrible. Can anybody hear me at all?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, nice one. So ahead, like I was saying, so it is good for you to have an emergency expense before you go and start investing. So that if an emergency comes up later, you will not have to just go and touch and break your investment that you should be keeping for the long term. And finally, after let me before I go to the next last step, what is the exact money that you should have in your emergency expense? the money that you can use that you used to survive in a month. Like if you had like, even though you are earning 100K salary, there's sometimes that the real money that you need to spend every month, like out of that 100K can be like 50K. Like adding food, transport, and the things that you need could be like 50K. So the money that you used to that you need to survive in a month, multiply it by 3 months and let it just be there as your emergency expense, so that if anything should arise in future that you do not plan for, you don't have to go and touch your investment. You don't have to go and be borrowing. You don't have to go and borrowing from loan apps. Some people that borrow from loan apps is because they don't have emergency expense, and those loan apps, guys, they will charge you interest for borrowing, and those and the interest they're charging you is a ridiculously high interest, that and they'll give you a short time frame such that you will default on the loan, on the debt, and as you will pay money, you will pay extra interest for borrowing the loan, and because of it, they have already exceeded the deadline for returning the money that you borrowed and the interest, they still keep charging you every day again for every day that you default. So if you have an emergency expense, it's going to save you from going to go and borrow when you are faced with emergency situations. And it's going to save you from going to go and touch your investments and selling it off at a loss when you are faced with any emergency situation. And the final step, which I'll be talking about and I'll be laying more emphasis on, it is learn about investment options and put your money to work. When you are saving money, you are putting your money to rest. And I think that as a young person, I mean, as an individual living in Nigeria or wherever you may be connecting from, it is not fair enough that you are working so hard for your money, and your money is just there resting and chilling. Like, no, bro, I'm working hard, and you have my money. You need to work as hard as I am, or work harder than I am. So learn about your investment options, and when you are investing money, it means you are putting your money to work. You are making your money like you, and making your money sweat hard like you, so it can give you return. So learn about different investment options, and there are different investment options. You can learn about the capital market, and then you can learn about the money market. There are two major market, okay, financial market basically. There are different asset classes that you can invest in. The first one is physical assets like real estate, tangible asset, physical and tangible asset like real estate. And second one is financial assets like shares, stocks, and bonds. So you can choose that. You can choose to say, oh, I want to like learn how this. I want to learn the different asset classes and know the one I can start with and start invest my money in. You can say, okay, oh, I think now my business needs a physical structure. Let me start investing ahead of my business is going to need a building in future. Before I get to that part, let me just start buying the land now, so that by the time my business grows, I'll not have to be paying extra money to buy that land. Let me start investing from now ahead of the business expansion in future. You can say you want to start setting the money aside and start investing in real estate now. You can also learn about different things like stocks, treasury bills, commercial papers, federal government bonds. There are a lot. And all of these investment options, they come with different risks. And you need to like speak to a financial advisor to tell you, to teach you how to go about it, to how to tell you that, okay, oh, if you want to invest in the stock market, this is the risks that come to investing in the stock market. If you want to invest in the bond market, this is the risk that comes with investing in bond market. However, as a young person like me, I normally advise everyone I see as a young person that now that we are young, that we have so much strength to work, it's the time for us to start investing early. And it is the time for us to also take advantage of the high returns that comes from investing in the stock market. Yes, investing in the stock market is a very risky investment, because you can share prices today can be down and tomorrow is going to be up, and you can buy a share at 300 naira today and tomorrow is going to fall to 250 naira. But because of we are young, we have ample time ahead of us. We have privilege of time. We have many years ahead of us for every of our investments that are making now to keep appreciating in value. So you have to learn about different investment options. Ask yourself that, do I want to do the mutual funds? Do I want to do index investing? Do I want to buy equities? Do I want to buy treasury bills? Do I want to buy government bonds or commercial papers? So learn about all of these things, learn the risks that comes with it. Because most times as young people, we are always in a haste just to quickly make money overnight. It does not work that way. Building wealth is a process. You can make money overnight, but you cannot build wealth overnight. It takes time. And the best way to just do it is to just start early. Starting early is just the best way to be able to build wealth quickly. Even though starting early does not mean that you make money overnight, though, but it places you on the journey to building wealth, and you'll be able to arrive at that destination faster because of law of compounding. Let me just try to like summarize law of compounding for you, so that you're able to understand how the law of compounding works magic for those that are building wealth early. If, for example, I am investing 100K this year at the rate of 10%, it means at the end of this year, they will give me 100K plus my 10K interest, which is 110,000. Yes or no? Let's assume that they gave me the 110,000 as cash, and I'm like, this is your money that I invested with us, so 100K your investment and your 10K interest, making 110,000. So now I have 110,000 in total. In year two, I say, oh, now that I have 110,000 now, I don't want to touch the money. Compounding interest, when I put that 110,000, invest it again at 10% interest, they will give you 11K at the end of the year. When you have that 11K to your initial 110K that you invested 1,000, they'll give you after second year that take your 121,000. So you know that from beginning it was 100K that you invested. So now you already have 121,000 after 2 years. At the end of the second year, you have 121,000. Then the third year, they now want to invest. You now carry that 121,000 to go and invest it again at 10% interest. They will give you 12,100 at the end of the third year. If you add that 12,100 to 121,000, you will get, I think, 12,100 to 121,000. You get at least 132,000 on 132,000 or thereabouts. That you have 132,000 at 10% to give you 13,200. So like that, we actually everything. Before you know it, in 10 years, the 100K that you invested at 10%, you just realize that it has already entered millions in 10 years. I ask you that, how did I enter millions? That's what we call law of compounding. The time was helping you to like work on the investment, and before you know it, the little seed you are sowing became a tree, brought forth plenty fruit. So that's where I'll be stopping tonight before I go into the. She said I should talk about stock trading, how to trade stocks, and trust me, stock trading is not something that I can just dive into just like stand about stocks. But let me just quickly give a run through about stock stuff. My favorite young person. So when you are buying stocks of a company, when you're buying a company share, it means that you are a part owner of that company. See the company, see shares as assume that they own 50 slices in that whole loaf of bread. If you have 50, let's assume that that 50 slices is your own company. If you are buying shares of the company, it means that you are buying that bread. So if you are buying two slices out of that bread, it means that you are also part of the owner. If they ask that who owns this bread though, you say me, the bread is for me because of me have two. So that's basically what buying shares is. It means that you are buying slices of ownership of a company. And people buy shares for different reasons. Some people buy shares for the sake of capital appreciation that okay, oh, I am buying for 200 naira, for example, in the hope that in future, like in 3 or 4 years from now, this share that I'm buying for 200 naira now would have been worth over 500 naira, and I'll be able to sell it and make money from it. So people also buy share for the sake of just dividends. Say, oh, okay, well, I'm buying this MTN shares now at 200 naira with the hope that at the end of each year, MTN makes profit, and once MTN keep making profit, they will keep giving me part of their profits because I am a shareholder. So people buy shares for different reasons. So some people's one can be both capital appreciation and dividends. Like so, for example, someone that bought shares in Nestle PLC, for example, many years ago, I know someone that bought shares in Nestle PLC. Time like 15 or 20 years ago from now, he bought it at 8 naira per share, and as of today, that same share that he bought for 8 naira per share 1,200. E just fell recently to 900 naira per share. So the man has made so much money. Capital appreciation. Imagine buying something at 8 naira, and as at today, it's already 900 naira. He has made so much money from capital appreciation. Last year also, the company as a Nestle PLC made profits and gave their shareholders 35 naira dividend per share. The man that I know is an HNI, and he has over 1 million units of Nestle PLC shares. The man collected from dividend from being just a shareholder of Nestle PLC. So like that, his initial investment of 8 naira that is now he also enjoying the profits that the Nestle company is making because he's part of the owners of Nestle PLC. Said that what companies am I interested in? What is my risk appetite? Because trust me, investing in stock market is not for the faint-hearted. I have even me as I'm talking to you, there are some times that I have bought shares for like 240, and after I bought it today 240, few days after the share price dropped to 200, and I was not telling myself that how had I known I would have just waited, but because I know I'm playing the long term game, I was unbothered. So something as risky as shares, not something that you can just jump into. That there are a lot of things that you need to understand before you go and put your money in shares, because if you don't understand it, you realize that you get your hands burnt as you are investing. So yes, I'll be coming. I'll be. This is like the end of my presentation for tonight. If you need me to still say something, Good King, I am done and open to receiving your questions. If you want me to mention any other thing that I have not mentioned, please kindly let me know. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, I can hear you.
Hi, Good King.
I'm here, I'm here.
Hello.
I'm here, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me at all?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear
I
you.
think our network is terrible.
Mm,
Can you hear me?
can, yes, can you hear me?
Can you hear me at all? I'm done.
Wow. I can hear you. I'm actually on stage right now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, okay. Okay.
I'm done. Can you hear me? I think our
Yes,
network
I
is
can hear.
terrible.
I can hear you.
Goody King, I'm done. If you have any other question,
All right. Can you hear me now?
can you hear me?
Okay, I think you're the only one not hearing me. Because the audience can actually hear me.
Hi.
Uh, okay.
Can you hear me? I'm done. Can you hear me? Hi. I think our network is
Yes.
terrible. So yes, if you have any
Yes.
question, please feel free to drop your question in the comment section so I can answer them before I call it a night from here.
All right. So I think our speaker can't hear me right now, but if you can hear me now, can you please drop your questions, because this session was organized for you guys, and I'm sure that you have questions about finances and stock trading. You might want to ask questions about maybe what app can you start using, what app can you start using, or you want to ask what should I say, what kind of stock can you start buying as a beginner. You might have those kind of questions, so please go ahead go ahead and ask your questions, and so that we can call it a night. I would really like us to dive into a more advanced um, training on this, but we're going to have to wrap up here for tonight. But we're not going without taking your questions. Okay.
Thank you, Victor, for your feedback. Can you hear me, Goody King?
Yes, I can hear you very, very clearly.
Hello.
Okay. So there is a question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay, yes. Your question says that with the rate some companies are recording losses, how can we know company shares that is worth investing in at the moment? If you can hear me, please can you signify before I go on to answer this question, because this is a really sensitive question I want to answer. I want to make sure that you are hearing me before I answer the question. Can you hear me?
I think we can hear you.
Can you signify if you can hear me? Can you just like drop a comment if you can hear me?
Okay. All right, everyone. I think we lost her for a bit, but she's going to be back. I would like to apologize for the network issues. We're aware that the country has been facing network issues throughout the day, but I'm glad we're still able to hold the session despite, that setback. And we're looking forward to like having this again in a much, much more better, with a much, much better network. But I'm hoping our guest comes back right now to at least attend to this question. So if you have another question, or you have a contribution or anything, a comment, please kindly drop a question for us, and we're going to attend to it as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. Our guest is back.
Can you hear me? Okay, yes. Can you hear me now, Victor? So you asked the question that now that the businesses are making losses, how can you know the company that is worth investing in? Number one, okay, nice one. Number one, ask yourself that the losses they are making, what is the cause of the loss? Because the companies that are foreign exchange losses, and the losses came as a result of the fact that when the BAT-led administration and took over from Buhari, the first policy that they made was to devalue the naira. And devaluing the naira means that automatically companies that deal with a lot of foreign exchange transactions, and their currency that they do a lot of foreign exchange transactions, they were affected because of that policy that devalued the naira. So majority of some of these companies that recorded losses this year, it was not as if the business itself made loss. So it was that they devalued. For example, Nestle PLC last year 2022 financial statements, Nestle made so much money that he gave their shareholders, I think it was 30 dividend per share. And this year, Nestle is announcing that there is a loss. And you only pay dividends when company is making profit. But when you check their statement, we realize that the losses that they made is not as if the company itself did not make loss. The foreign exchange devaluation that the VAT-led administration announced when they took over from Buhari. So ask yourself that the company, yes, the company is reporting loss. What loss is the company reporting? It means that they are not selling so much again. It means that the company is probably on its way to being bankrupt. So it's not a good company to invest in. But if the losses from foreign exchange were going to devalue naira last year, if they had planned that they were going to devalue naira last year, they have hedged themselves against that loss. So it was not their fault. So you cannot say because of they came to government policy was one that affected their business negatively. So that will come down. They will make the money, but they will still bounce, but they will still doing well. You cannot tell me that MTN reported loss too, and loss was as a result of the foreign exchange devaluation too. You cannot tell people are still buying using MTN today. MTN made so much money in revenue. I think they made twice the amount that they made in 2022 as revenue last year, but because of the incurred that foreign exchange loss, that their foreign exchange loss was so much that it covered their revenue and it made them not have any single profit. But even today, MTN itself, the MTN data to browse, people are still using MTN to call. So MTN itself, the company itself is doing well. The company's revenue is doing well. The only loss that came was as a result of the foreign exchange that they devalued naira last year, that government policy affected the company negatively, and they did not be shut over ahead of the government policy that came last year. So did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? Is Victor still in this conversation?
He's probably responding. I'm thinking the network is slowing down. Okay. So you said yes, you did.
Oh, perfect. So you're welcome.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So do we have any other question or comments or
Does anybody
contribution?
have any other question again before we call it?
Yeah.
I think the King's network is
Honestly,
terrible.
network didn't
That
help
the
matters because
cables
people have been really.
was
Uh, need to invite Elon Musk to come and take over. Okay.
to the King. Your network is bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Can anybody hear the King, or am I the only one that is not hearing?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you actually, but it's kind of like cracking.
Oh, amazing! I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think the network is a major challenge for us tonight, um, but it was a very very good introduction. It was a very wonderful introduction. At least me, I learned a lot. So I know how to get started. I know how to get started now because I decided to be
I
very
cannot hear you. If you
intentional.
can type your
Yeah.
question, I can barely hear you at all. Your network is shutting you off and bringing you back.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to call it a night. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Olamide, for the session tonight. If you're still watching, can you drop a thank you Olamide for this session? Just drop a thank you. We understand that the network was really really terrible, but you know, and we believe that we're going to have a retake or a more advanced session another time. So let's drop a thank you. Thank you for the session. Thank you so much, Olamide. I think people that joined earlier dropped off because of the network. All right. So thank you so much. All right. So thank you so much for tonight's session. I really appreciate, and thank you so much for the insight that you shared from getting started with how to get our finances and introduction to stock trading. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I'm sure people that joined are also grateful too, but they were not able to stay on because of the network. So we call it a night. We call it a night. Can you hear me? Olamide, can you hear me? Okay. Olamide, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So I was saying thank you very much for tonight. We have to call it. We have to wrap up.
I cannot hear
Sorry
you
about
again.
the sorry about the network.
Can you hear me? The network is very, very, very terrible.
Okay. So we're done. We're done. We're done for the night.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Your network is terrible. I cannot hear you again. I think this breaking network that happened.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And this will be the end of this live session. Yeah, I can hear you again. But thank you very much to our guest speaker once again, and it's a good night from me. Have a wonderful night, everyone.